the results to social media because that's what we do. We communicate more through social media than picking up a phone and calling someone anymore. So Vincent Orleck, the president of the Social Media Club of Phoenix, joining us live now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. And this is fascinating. So we're looking at some of the trends, first of all. Let's start with the Tiger King. Just the virality of Tiger King was huge for social media.
Yeah, Tiger King was certainly the coming together of kind of a few different elements, and the virality of Tiger King was huge. We all remember back when everything first started around March. Tiger King launched, and everybody jumped on it, and it
So
saw a lot of activity on social media. Went very viral, I guess you could say. It was huge. It was huge, obviously.
yeah, 77 million views now.
Yeah, and we're up there with Tiger King and another one, 420 Dogface, who went viral on TikTok. And he went big because he drank ocean spray, cranberry
Oh, that's
raspberry
right.
juice going down the highway.
Wow.
So those are really the two biggest, I would say, viral moments. I mean, with the 420 Dogface, he also caused Fleetwood Mac to experience all kinds of renewed success in streaming and just in general. So yeah, those were probably the two biggest viral moments of the
Wow.
year.
Yeah, number four, stories. We're kind of seeing those everywhere now.
We are. So this was the year when LinkedIn, Twitter, and even Pinterest, who's got it in beta, joined the stories train, if you will.
Hmm.
They've been around since 2015 when Snapchat first introduced the whole format and really innovated that space. Facebook and Instagram have, of course, adopted them, taken them from Snapchat, and now they're pretty much everywhere. You're even starting to see them on Spotify, YouTube, and even a platform like Yelp.
Oh, wow. Now, number three trend of the year was kind of that ad boycott on Facebook.
Yeah. So back during the summer, there was the Stop Hate for Profit campaign that in July, um, a lot of really big brands boycotted spending money on Facebook ads. That I mean, Verizon, Patagonia, a lot of others. I mean, we're talking about a thousand or more brands and companies that boycotted spending money on ads on
Mm.
Facebook. So it hasn't totally continued in terms of that campaign to this point, in terms of the notoriety. But we could see something similar coming in 2021.
Interesting. Now, I don't even know if we heard, and maybe I'm just slow to the party here, but I don't feel like I heard about TikTok until this year.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok's been around. It's definitely been around, but again, because of everything that's happened with the pandemic and quarantine, I mean, TikTok really exploded to another level this year. It was huge last year, but with I think, a certain audience, still a younger audience. And this year, just everybody started getting on TikTok. I mean, we're talking about, at last count, it was around 850 million users, but that was earlier in the fall.
Wow.
We could be at the point of about a billion users, which now you're talking about Instagram and Facebook levels.
My goodness. Yeah, and all happening during this year. This one I found interesting. One of our number one social media trends is usage and awareness and discussion around it. And I got to tell you, I've been off for the last about 10 days. And after watching The Social Dilemma, I made some huge changes.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely that had a lot of influence. So that film, that docudrama, if you will, trending on social media. A lot of people kind of taking stock in how they're doing things, in terms of the notifications, especially, and how you're using social media. So that caused a bit of a stir. I mean, there was a lot of different elements of this. E-commerce, we saw it here. I mean, small business, restaurants in particular, these social media platforms implemented functions even within the apps themselves to generate and encourage business, encourage consumers to purchase directly through the apps. Like Instagram Stories created a sticker that allowed you to donate or order a gift card or even a food delivery directly through the app. So there was a big response, I think, through social media in general,
Mm.
in that sense, allowing people to stay connected, of course. And then we did see the CEOs from the social media platforms come before Congress again shortly before the election. And I would just add this too, Renee, that the overriding theme of all of this has been obviously quarantine and the pandemic throughout the year, which has, in a sense, driven all of this with social media.
Yeah, certainly an easy way for people to stay connected. But boy, that disconnect sometimes from social media, it can be a real gift.
It can be, especially when you're spending a lot of time at home, whether it's working from home or spending time at home, just in general, in the way that we have been as a society.
Yeah, wow. So social media trends of 2020 so far. Vincent Orleck, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you again.